about it. Just want to take one moment, basically, and change subject here. I will say it's been an amazing year to be at SpedPac, and the real reason of that is Carolyn Kain. Her leadership is amazing, and I'm so glad I took the role of vice chair to support her. And I don't know, I can't speak higher about Carolyn. I think she's wonderful, and her dedication is second to none. And there isn't a better champion in the city of Boston for our kids. And
watch this segment of the video. He always tells me I'm volunteering too much, and I spend 3, 4, sometimes 5 nights a week out at meetings. So it's really, I would truly appreciate it, but it's also incredibly meaningful work. We have the opportunity to make meaningful differences in the lives of children. I think when the superintendent decided to appoint new leadership in special education, I saw an opportunity that I didn't feel was there before with regard to getting people to listen to us within the administration and to make changes. The thing is that it went so long being unaddressed that there are a huge number of issues that we need to address and that need to get rectified. We're so busy dealing with the backlog of issues that need to be addressed and brought up to speed and to present day, that we really haven't had an opportunity yet to focus on the long-term planning. So we're hoping to do that by having more people get involved. I know that John and I go to meetings every week, and we have a weekly conference call with John Beer at 8 o'clock in the morning when we're both trying to get our children out the door to school. So it's very demanding, and I think that as much as I appreciate your appreciation, I think it goes equally for everybody on the board, most especially John, and to our spouses as well. John's wife, Patty, is here, so thank you to Patty. It's an opportunity to make changes, but we really do need to stay vigilant and stay on them about issues. I'm constantly sending follow-up phone calls, emails. I know that BPS notices every time I'm in their box, which is quite often. So, but I think that's the way to get the job done. And obviously, I can't do this work without the support of all of you and having a board there to support me. Because going out there, you know, people, if they hear the same person talking over and over again without the support of others, then they start to just tune you out. So I'm not an individual. We're a group together. We're a unified group. John was responsible single-handedly for developing the website. Jenny Watkins does our Facebook page. Diane Lashinskis has been single-handedly responsible for getting a 9th grade inclusion program at the Harbor Middle School, which is the first inclusion program in Boston for high school, and we're starting a long-term planning process to expand the 9th grade into a full high school. I mean, I think it's sad that we don't already have that within BPS, but it also would not have occurred but for the strong advocacy by parents. So, you know, Kristen Mackey has been answering all of our many voicemails, some of the emails that we get at the beginning of the year. I think most of you know that transportation was an absolute nightmare. Janine took that on herself and ran down all those problems for all those individual families. So we are a unit and we do support each other, and you know, part of that is being on the board. And if you can't be on the board or you feel like you can't do the time commitment, come to the meetings and ask people to come to the meetings as well. The larger our list gets, the more people that we can reach, because we don't have the direct contacts for families in BPS. There's privacy issues there. So all of our communications to parents, except for the online that John's created and Jenny supporting with the Facebook, wouldn't exist in terms of getting information out. Everything has to go through BPS, and I'm sure that many of you will agree that the flyers that we send out for the monthly meetings never make it home to your house with regard to informing you about them. So we double tag that with regard to the Connect Ed calls, and John puts it on the website, and Jenny puts it on Facebook. But we're still limited with regard, if people don't know about the website, they don't know that we're on Facebook. So it really is that we need to all support each other in terms of spreading the word, because we're all in this together, but we're also all volunteers. So our time will come to an end, and then it'll be time for the next set of parents to take over. And believe me, it's a very rewarding job, but it's also a very exhausting job, and it's very time consuming. So nobody's going to be able to do this as a career. I mean, I can honestly say that it's probably 10 to 20 hours a week consistently that I spend on SpedPac issues. So the more that we can share those responsibilities and spread them out, and you don't have to be on the board to help with those responsibilities, just get involved in whatever way you can. And the easiest way that you can get involved is to ask the people in your child's own school to also join SpedPac and also to become active members, so that they can, you know, not only support the mission of SpedPac, but that they can also receive information that we send out to people, because all of us are more empowered by the more information that we know. I happen to be a special education attorney. That's because of my daughter, but so I have a familiarity with the laws and regulations, and it is, you know, it is helpful with regard to maneuvering the issues in BPS, but we've also been very fortunate in terms of getting the attention of the administration. Our executive board has met with the superintendent 4 times this year, which we have a dedicated time with her, where she listens directly to our issues. What's not moving, where are the problems, how can we move these forward? And, you know, the board members come and participate that, and it's a very frank and candid discussion, and we're very fortunate that we have that dedicated time with the superintendent. We've also been fortunate this year that we've gotten support from the budget office. John McDonough and Seth Racine, who are in charge of the district's entire budget, have given us, you know, specific time out of their schedules to address the special education issues. And if it wasn't support for the budget office, we wouldn't have been able to deal with the backlog in the area of ABA or the issues that were confronting us with early childhood. The only problem is with the budget is that we have to keep going back to them, because there are so many other issues that haven't been resolved yet. So we're glad that we've established a relationship with them, because we do have a mutual respect and understanding with regard when we're asking for something. It's not because it's something that's preferred, it's something that's necessary for our children, and it's required by the laws and regulations. So those are just a little bit of snippets about what's gone on this year. And I know that everybody doesn't have that much time, so we're going to talk about the election process itself. So we have separate ballots for the officers, which are vice chair, secretary, and treasurer. But as I'm looking at the wall right now, all of those positions are unopposed.